Windstudio's newest keyboard is a 65% with a design inspired by math. Now, if you don't know what a sine graph is, welcome to the club. I cheated my way through trig, and time has made my brain fairly smooth over the years. But for the rest of the video to make sense, here it is. Beautiful oscillating curves, ebbing and flowing like nature's rhythm. Oh, it's on this side. The beautiful curves. Awesome. Windstudio has skillfully married mathematics and aesthetics in this design. This inspiration is most evident in the keyboard's bottom, where the sine graph's wave-like design echoes in concentric circles, shimmering differently at various angles thanks to its PVD weight. The PCB itself showcases the Sinx formula, offering a unique blend of mathematics and tech. Plus, there's no flex cuts on this 1.6mm PCB. For custom key mapping, the wired PCB will support VIA and VIAL, but you will have to use Windstudio software LDN for the Bluetooth PCB. What about the standout features? This keyboard features a separated escape key for aesthetic reasons. Also, it helps kind of reduce those accidental presses. The logo is also etched in the middle of the PVD weight, and on the acrylic version it doesn't stand out as much as it does on the aluminum offerings, but it's still there and it's pretty nice. And to continue that sine formula aesthetic, this keyboard has a curved side case that makes it easier to move these heavy keyboards. The Sin65 weighs approximately 1.6 kilograms or 2.4 pounds. The Sin65 comes with both a PC plate for a flexier feel and higher pitched sound, and an aluminum plate for a stiffer, more fuller sound profile. Not only that, we have 3 different mounting systems. Top mount, meaning that the plate mounts to the top of the case, gasket mount, where the PCB will be supported by the gaskets, and a plateless mount, which is essentially still a gasket mount, but this allows you to not use the plate for an even more flexy feel. Also, Windstudio includes a foam kit, giving users the flexibility to use as much or as little foam as they desire. You will find 2 separate plate foams though. The thicker one is intended for plateless mounting. So let's dive deeper into each of those builds, and I'll give you my thoughts on the sound and feel. I obviously have the acrylic version, so it may differ from the aluminum case. In my experience, PC and acrylic cases usually appear to sound deeper, mainly because frequencies are absorbed much better in softer materials. So we'll start by comparing the mounts. Top mount definitely feels more responsive and rigid, making it way more bouncier than the gasket mount. Sound-wise, it's louder and has a slight marble feature to it. Gasket mount is definitely softer, but there's way less play while typing, so there's no bounce. The alphas in both mounts are fairly close to the point where you won't really notice it too much, but the spacebar is definitely where you can tell the difference in sound. I would say plateless is probably my favorite feeling-wise and sound-wise. It's really soft but doesn't have a jarring bounce to it like other boards that feature flex cuts. Sound-wise, it just sounds the smoothest and more refined out of the 3 mounts. Now we would need to compare the plates. If you've tried aluminum and PC plates in the past, there's no difference here. In my opinion, aluminum always has a fuller sound, but if you're really going for clack, PC may be the better choice. But it could also be too soft for your liking. And then the final piece of the puzzle, the foam kit. I really don't think this board needs foam. As you can tell, it's pretty fantastic without it, and I won't really go into the feeling of each. Just know adding even one piece of either the case foam or PCB foam stiffens up the board, and the nuance between them doesn't really feel like it needs a comparison. Sound-wise, it's different though. Starting with the case foam, this is probably the only foam I would use, as it doesn't really change the sound profile, but it does increase the decibels a bit. The plate foam by itself really tightens up the switch's sound, but that's about it. Probably my least favorite. It just feels like there's something missing. The IXPE sheet works like PE foam, but to a lesser degree. It definitely enhances the marbly sounds, increasing the mids, but doesn't really overdo it. If you like PE foam sound, this is just a more muted version. An all foam configuration isn't too bad in this board. It makes everything deep and creamy like most all foam setups, and you're pretty much boxing yourself in if you choose to use all those. But it's what most of the population likes, so that's probably here to stay for a while. I did all these sound comparisons with the aluminum plate and the PC plate, so I'll play those side by side just so you guys can get a feel of what each one sounds like. If you wanted to pick one of these up, the group buy is now and it ends on October 19th. It's quite pricey at $288 for the standard version and $308 for the Bluetooth. Yes, this is a mid-range keyboard, but for what you're getting here, I'd say the price is fair. Machining an intricate design like this is always going to cost more than budget offerings coming from QWERTY keys and Melotrix, but that's just the state of keyboards right now. If you want something that's truly unique, you're probably going to spend in the $300 range and up. Link is in the description below, and with that said, like and subscribe.